tired person, every tired American, every person that's out there right now that is sick and tired of the fighting back and forth, people not being able to be themselves over these sick, rich people. I am to the point where I don't even want to vote no more. I don't care about selling no Cheeto Puff merch. I am about to show y'all my real me. I won't even stop this video. I'm going to speak it all the way through because what I'm saying right now is coming from my heart. None of us know none of these people personally, and every day, all of them are getting away with crime while our people just rot away in jail because they can't afford to get out. And I'm talking to all people, not just black people, not just white people, not just Spanish people, but everybody on this earth. If you are poor and you don't have no money, your people are sitting in jail all because they can't afford a bond, and these people are constantly getting away with evil. I don't want to vote. This is me being done with all of it. I don't want to vote. I want a new government first. It's done. It's a wrap. I don't care no more. I'm done pushing an agenda. I'm done trying to be a voice just for a lesser evil. No. We don't get away with the things that we do. We have to pay for it, so they need to too. And then we sit up here and turn each other down and fighting over it. Being mad at it and putting people to shame over all of them, and they're all damn evil. We're all oppressed. That's why we're fighting up here, because we don't know what to do about it, and they're in control.
Hey, she spoke volumes. That's the reason why we fight. We fight because we don't know how to fight the powers that be, so it's easier to fight each other. It's crazy, man. And they made it that way. I hope that all of these videos of clearly fragile Americans is helping people that watch this channel understand that this is no time for judgment. And if you can't see through the videos that I watch and the things that I say that I am trying to make a positive effort to get us all on one track, then you need to change the channel.
I'm going to make a prediction and you're going to want to say, if we're about to go into war, this is most definitely going to happen in America. Like I've predicted, like I can feel it, you can feel it. With all this draft shit going on. In World War II, what sparked us to enter that war? Pearl Harbor. When we started the Iraqi war, what sparked us to go into that war? 9/11. So, if you even go back to World War I and Vietnam, there's always something that sparks us to go into a war. So is it safe to assume we're about to see some devastating attack happen in America to get the people riled up with the same playbook and design and manipulation and psychology on us to back up American pride and go into a war? Now you're scared. So yeah, I don't know what city. Yeah, I don't know what town. I don't even know what fucking state. But you know what I do know? You know what I can guarantee? Somebody about to croak. Some people about to croak. How else are they going to spark World War III? They did it every other fucking time. What makes you think it's going to be different now? Bro, wait.
Hey, y'all, look. Oh, I found something else. Y'all come watch it with me. Sit back. Get you some popcorn. Enjoy the show.
These are warmongers. These are demonic people who are beasts in human form. Understand this. That this war is going to increase. But that America will never win another war. Britain will never win another war. The media, they're all liars. And they want you to believe that the Ukrainians are innocent bystanders who Vladimir Putin just woke up one morning because, of course, he's mad. You remember Saddam was mad as well? You remember Gaddafi was mad as well? You remember Mugabe was mad as well? You remember everybody is always a mad, crazy bomber? And Britain is the innocent party who is trying to go and help rescue poor people in these countries from their dictator leadership. And we follow this stuff every single time, and we don't see a pattern. we don't see the same behavior over and over and over again. And each time we get played like a fiddle and we believe it. But the reality is that the war didn't begin in February of 2022. This war is a minimum of 9 years old. And it began in 2014 when the United States of America.
Child, wait till y'all see the rest. This just part one. Huh.
They plan on coming in your house, our homes, and taking our children right from underneath us. And I see a lot of people posting about they're gonna have to kill me. Well, guess what? They don't give a shit about you or me. They'll blow our fucking brains out in front of our children. And guess what? Our children still going. They're letting you know. They're letting us know. They own us. They can do what the fuck they choose to do to us anytime they choose to do it. And what's pissing me off more than anything else is people don't give a shit. There are a lot of us on here that actually want to take action and try to stop this bullshit. But then you got to understand, we the minority in this.
Facts.
There are millions of people that just blind to this shit.
That don't
They stuck
care.
in the matrix. Or there's some that just don't give a shit. Or they think, I ain't even okay. As long as my roof is okay and everything in my home is good, I don't have to worry about rest off. Well, guess what? A news for you. When they come for your ass and stop you and take everything you got, then what you gonna say? I should have listened. People, we really gotta come together. This shit's getting ridiculous. When our government's literally telling us to our face, y'all mean nothing to us. We're gonna do what we please with you in your life because we own you. We eat their food. We take their medicine. We drink their liquids. We go to their hospitals. They control our everyday way of life. And I get trolls on here, and I know many of you are getting too. They're speaking a little piece of negativity throughout all that positive comments. Why? If they can turn 1 to 10 people away and make them run,
Yeah.
that helps their cause.
Yep.
And truth be told, it's working. Some people get afraid. We are so used to being manipulated by their bullshit till it got to the point where any little thing they say carries weight. But us, we got to get out here and fight and starve and die and do everything before some people actually start looking at it. Or, truthfully, till they start going through things. You got to take a look around you, people. You got to take a look. Russia's sitting over there in Cuba. United States in Florida. China, Taiwan, everywhere. Everything is everywhere. And now they finna send our kids to fight in this shit. What the fuck are those kids gonna do over there? They don't know nothing about no fighting in no wars. They're not trained for none of this. What you say? Oh, they're gonna train them. The war's about to start. How long do you think it's gonna take them to train these kids to pick up them guns and actually know what they're doing?
Right.
They don't plan on them knowing a damn thing about it.
They don't.
They plan on them being in the front line.
Casualties.
Just to get rid of them.
Casualties.
Just to show force to another country. We gotta wake up, we gotta come together. Our lives are at stake every day. Every fucking day we wake up. And sometimes I wake up praying that another day comes behind this one. There's nothing for us anymore. And if we really don't come together, I mean really, throughout every fucking nation on this planet. Stop. Listen, if you on TikTok and you're dancing, you want views and make money, cool, have fun doing it. You're a comedian, whatever, scripts, all that, that's cool. We all need money. But I'm talking about all these ones that's watching this stuff. Just listen to me. You can still watch them and help them to grow. But we need people to start paying attention to what's really going on in the world. You got people out here that bringing you in on a lot of information that you need.
Facts.
We can't trust our news medias. We can't trust them. We know that. We can't trust our singers and stars and actors and rappers and ball players. None of that shit. Because everyone is there to lead us away from what's going on in this world. Kids being taken by the tens of thousands. But we more focused on, well, as long as I can be happy and dance and do this. Listen, I'm going to tell you something. All the good to you. I commend you for it. Get as much as you can get out of it. But people, I'm literally pleading with y'all. Wake up. We got to do something about what's going on in this world.
You know what? I just had an epiphany. Maybe the reason why people don't watch these kind of videos, and the reason I'm saying this is because I see other reactors and they're doing reactions and they get all of the views, and I realize one thing they don't do is watch these videos about these wars. Y'all see, I kind of moved away from the alien, the skinwalker, that type of thing right there, because none of that stuff is important. Like, this is the important stuff. And I feel like people rather believe in aliens and the Galactic Federation more so because it helps them not be afraid of what's really going on. It's like, okay, the aliens are coming to save us type thing. So it kind of makes sense. And that's the reason why they run away from these type of videos, but it's cool. I'm gonna keep doing them though.
Y'all want to know why Hitler did what he did? Got you. First and foremost, those issues that he did that to, obviously wasn't the real issues. Hitler knew that. Hitler had friends from the Tasmanian village. If you don't know what that is and who they are, please go look them up. Google is free. Those Europeans that was posing like they was Jewish people slaughtered people, including the king of the Tasmanian village. Slaughtered them. They happened to be Hitler's friends. And Hitler said, seeing as how y'all want to claim y'all something y'all not, and then y'all slaughtered my peoples, my mans in them, I'm going to make an example out of you. And so I would say that the Holocaust was fake, but I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to say it was not as bad as it was projected. Oh, he did his thing. Don't get me wrong, he did his thing. It was just not as bad as people was projecting it. He obviously had reasons for doing what he did. Now, these are Hitler's words on his deathbed. He said, there is going to be World War III when the people find out why I did what I did. And I did what I did because America has stolen God's precious jewels. Who are they? Don't think I gotta answer that. And somebody made a very valuable point. Only reason America has not been obliterated right now, the only reason we ain't been destroyed is because we here. Nobody likes America. If y'all don't know that by now. Nobody likes America. Why hasn't the whole world teamed up to tear this bitch down yet? Us. So, my thing is this. And regardless of it being a melanated situation, the entire America either needs to get outside and strike until the government is arrested or put to death. Either we strike, or all melanated folk need to ask for the assistance of the opposing countries and get the fuck out of America. America is being attacked right now. All right, the enemy is already inside of America. While we being distracted with music and beefs and all that bullshit, we being infiltrated right now. It is groups of immigrants popping up at army bases. And they popping up at sergeants and colonels' houses, y'all. And taking pictures of them. 2 was already arrested. Yet y'all don't think that something is happening, what's about to happen? No. Just because some of us are silent don't mean ain't nothing about to happen. Everything that we said was about to happen is actually happening. What is there more to say? It's actually happening. And while it's happening, it's being recorded. And everybody's saying it too. So beware, y'all, because it's definitely about to go down. I'll see you then.
Okay, so what's the problem?
Okay, here's May 16th, 2024. Representative Massey introduces Federal Reserve Board Abolition Act to end the Fed. Okay, and if you read this, Representative Thomas Massey announces the introduction of H.R. 8421, the Federal Reserve Board Abolition Act. Massey's legislation abolishes the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve and the Federal Reserve Banks. It also repeals the Federal Reserve Act, the 1913 Federal Reserve Act that created the Federal Reserve System. I'll just continue reading this. Americans are suffering under crippling inflation, and the Federal Reserve is to blame, said Representative Massey. It's a much bigger problem than inflation. During COVID, the Federal Reserve created trillions of dollars out of thin air and loaned it to the Treasury Department to enable unprecedented deficit spending. Now, wait a minute. That money belongs to us. It belongs to the Treasury. What are we doing allowing the Federal Reserve System, which is nonprofit, to own that as profit and then loan it to the Treasury? It's not supposed to be loaned to the Treasury. It's supposed to be transferred to the Treasury as profit, as on budget profit, basically. Like when the U.S. Mint creates coins, that value belongs to the Treasury, belongs to the U.S. government. So America needs to wake up to the fact that when $1 trillion is created out of thin air, it's supposed to be profit for the Treasury, not tax debt. So we're launching a new campaign. Hopefully it'll be up within about a week. Volunteers are working on it right now, where it's going to be an opportunity, the first since the 1800s, to sign your own personal petition for redress of grievances, to expose the Federal Reserve System to Congress and demand that Congress stops this nonsense of borrowing our own money. And Stephen Moore and I had a conversation a few years ago in Las Vegas. And to simplify it, if we could enforce the nonprofit status of the Federal Reserve, which this is even more than that, the money that the Federal Reserve System, the shareholders of the Federal Reserve System, the bankers, the money and the property and the assets that they have acquired through the creation of our money that belongs to us, if we could recover that, it would exceed the federal debt by an unbelievable amount of money. And it would completely eliminate the need for any taxation whatsoever, right down to the local level.
Wow.
Stephen Moore agreed with me.
So
what
are we doing?
I'm going to be at Freedom Works. No, not Freedom Works. That's a pack. I'm going to be at Freedom Fest in Las Vegas, Nevada in July. And hopefully I'll be able to have another conversation with Stephen Moore and maybe videotape it. So keep your eyes peeled. The petition for redress of grievances to expose the Federal Reserve System is going to be available at lloydbrunson.com. And volunteers, like I said, are working on it right now. It was supposed to be done yesterday. So hopefully within the next few days, it'll be up and running and you'll be able to sign this very short, your personal petition for redress of grievances. The first time America's had an opportunity to do this since the 1800s. The last time it was done, it helped abolish slavery. So it'll explain it in simple terms, 2 or 3 paragraphs. You can sign that and on the internet and have it fulfilled and turned into a physical letter with postage on it. It'll also show you instructions on how you can do it if you don't want to do it through the internet. So just look for that, lloydbrunson.com, and I'll update you as soon as we're up and running. Thanks, you guys.
Now, you see, this is what I'm talking about, taking a step towards actually making a change. This man right here, Lloyd Brunson, he actually, y'all see his name right there in the corner. He actually went and put a petition in order that could actually get the money that has been taken from us, the people, and which has made it so hard for us, and get it back. And it could possibly eliminate taxation, bro. You know how much better life would be if there was no taxes? And we need to do this as a whole America, because there shouldn't be any taxes at all. Taxes are really illegal, to be honest with you. But man, look, y'all see it. Y'all see his TikTok. You can go there and go to his website and sign the petition. I know I am.
Drink water from the spring where horses drink. The horse will never drink bad water. Lay your bed where the cat sleeps. Eat the fruit that has been touched by a worm. Boldly pick the mushroom on which the insects sit. Plant the tree where the mole digs. Build your house where the snake sits to warm itself. Dig your fountain where the birds hide from the heat. Go to sleep and wake up at the same time with the birds. You will reap all of the day's golden grains. Eat more green. You will have strong legs and a resistant heart, like the beings of the forest. Swim often, and you will feel on earth like the fish in the water. Look at the sky as often as possible, and your thoughts will become light and clear. Be quiet a lot, speak little, and silence will come in your heart, and your spirit will be calm and full of peace. Share this to your story and drop a jewel if you listen this far. This shows you are part of the 0.01% who finish what they start. Don't forget to follow Tall Glass of Jewels for your daily jewels.
Just a little bit of information for those who want to get back in tune with nature.
Africa is like another world, bro. Like
No,
the Congo is another world. So there's
The Congo monkeys? You talking about the Congo chimps?
the Bondo apes.
Yeah, the Bondo apes. I'm talking about, yeah.
The things that's like 6 feet tall, bruh. Bro, what are those things, cuz?
Then they like a bunch of like
Bro, they call them tree knockers and lion.
lion. There we go. The lion.
Bro.
That's what they are.
They're big enough to kill lions. They eat lions, and they said like they've used rocks to like break open turtle shells. So they got some intelligence to them. This is why I believe that Bigfoot could possibly be real, because of things like that. And them things are 6 feet tall. They said they're tall enough for you, like they walk on their hind leg and they can see you eye to eye.
You know, they be taking people's babies. Did you hear about the lady that the monkey snatched the baby and took it in the tree and they start eating the baby in front of her?
Was the Bondo ape?
Yeah. She was walking with the baby in her hand or whatever.
Yeah.
He came down, snatched the baby from her, went in the tree, and started eating the baby in front of her.
My
She couldn't do nothing
gosh,
about it.
that's crazy, bruh. Like, what do you do with that, bruh?
You need a gun.
Not for real. And people thought that it was fake because they just thought it was like a legend until one of like the researchers caught a picture of him on like a trail cam.
Before the Honorable Elijah Muhammad departed from us, we sat at his table and he ran down what is about to go down. That is war. And he said to America, look, you should do everything you can to hold off this war, because every day that you hold it off is a day good for you. If you rush ahead like you're doing right now, why are you bothered with Kim Jong-un? Yeah. Why are you bothering with him? Well, he got atomic nuclear weapons he's trying to get. You got them all, don't you? All your white buddies that have been giving hell to black people all over the earth, don't they have them too? Didn't you help South Africa to get them? What did you give it to South Africa for? You know there's a time coming that you're going to want to use them. Use them against who? The rise of the black man all over the planet. But you'll never stop our rise. We got something for you. Listen now, I'm not joking. I don't play with this. You have no power today to stop God from dealing with you the way the prophet said he would. I'm only representing my teacher, a warner from God. You can take it or let it alone. But I will speak the truth. I don't give a skip who don't like it, because I'm not trying to be your friend. I'm trying to warn you that I may be the friend of God.
How could we prevent this?
You can.
You were talking about what we ought to do, Brother Langston.
You can't prevent World War III.
Okay.
You can't. You don't have no juice. In fact, World War III will free you.
You can't sell your soul. You know why you can't sell your soul? Because it doesn't belong. You don't own it. He'll trick you into thinking that, and then that puts the person in despair. One of the worst cases I've ever heard was from the Exodus of New York City back about 15 years ago. There was a woman, a young girl at Juilliard, a violinist, and she was about to graduate. She was brilliantly talented, but all of her friends were getting job offers, and she had none. And her friends remember always hearing her say the words, "I would do anything to be famous." Well, guess who's listening? Your angel's listening, but also there's other things in the room. And it wasn't long after that she went to bed one night, had a dream, and she said in the dream was the most beautiful man she'd ever seen naked, another sign, calling card of the devil. And he said, "Do you really want fame and power?" She said, "I do." And he produced a contract, and he took his finger and slashed her finger and had her sign it in her blood. And then he touched the contract and it burst into flames. when you wake up from that dream and you remember it, you might take a pause and be like, I don't think that was a good thing. But what's worse is her finger was cut and the ashes were next to the bed. She still doesn't say anything. So within a couple of weeks, she signs this multinational tour, makes a ton of money, becomes very popular and famous on this circuit. And within a few years, she gets involved with drugs, goes to needles, gets HIV. Now she's dying in a New York hospital. And this whole thing comes back to how this started. She calls her Filipino mother and tells her the story. And mommy calls the chancery, hysterical. I need an exorcist right away for my daughter. They tell him the whole story from the dream forward. And he says, okay, well, that's not good. You signed a blood covenant with the devil. So I'm going to need you to break that with the blood covenant. So you're going to write out the whole creed and then you're going to sign it in your blood. Well, the doctor's like, she has AIDS. She's not signing anything in blood. Not going to happen. And he says, well, then you need to step out of the room because she needs to do this. And she did do it. And she signed the contract, the creed, and she convulses and flatlines and dies. So now the doctor comes back. He's really upset. The mother is out of her mind. They're all blaming the priest. Hysteria goes on for about 10 minutes. And then all of a sudden she jumps up off the table. She's back. And they test her. No HIV, no AIDS. She's completely healed.
Cool story, but I don't know if I believe that or not. But that's a cool story, though. You had me locked in.
I was today years old when I found out.
Beds, all pushed together, and about 20 people on them having. Everybody's naked. And this girl looks up and says, "You're free to join us. Just take off all your clothes and join us." You know, and this is like 1984. The AIDS crisis is in full swing. There's no way I'm jumping on this bed. It was like, you guys have fun, knock yourself out. I'm gonna go over here and look at something else. And I'm standing there talking to this guy, and he kind of looks like he's just alone and not quite sure what to think either. So I come up and strike up a conversation with him. And similar look, not the same guy, but a similar look walks past me. Tuxedo, top hat, wand in his hand, corpse paint in his face. And I grabbed this guy and I was like, who is that? What is that? How can I do that? And he was like, well, who ran your coven? I said, we had a huge coven, 125 to 150 members at any given time. And we're run by 13 high priests and priestesses. And the mage does the official magic. The mage wears the red robe. And he goes, okay. He says, well, we have 1.1 million members.
Jesus is Lord.
And we're run by a CEO and board of directors. And the High Wizard does the official magic. That was the High Wizard. And I was like, whoa, how can I do that? You have to get the devil's attention. It's said that the devil handpicks the High Wizard. I know that abortion is what the devil wants. So I know abortion will get the devil's attention. And I got to talk with some of the High Wizards. And I told them that I wanted to be a High Wizard. And they asked me why. And I said, well, I've been practicing magic since I was 10. I verified that it worked at 10. I then joined a satanic coven and became a mage. I hear you guys practice magic all the time. And I love magic. And I'm good at it. And he goes, well, if you're going to be the High Wizard, you got to be good at it. You have to have at least 90% accuracy. Once you do a magic spell, all stats are kept by the World Church of Satan in the office. There's people that follow your stats exact. You have 90 days for a spell to work. So let's say I did a spell for you and you paid my coven $100,000 for you to make $10 million, which may not be entered as $10 million. It may be just entered as a large sum of money. I have 90 days for that spell to work. Well, let's say, though, that it takes 91 days. On the 91st day, you get $10 million. I failed at my magic. You know, these guys are sought after by everyone. Actors, rock stars, kings, queens, presidents, diplomats. Everybody that wants a magic spell and knows that they can get one from somebody that is reputable and it works. I mean, if you really want to spend $200 on a spell on eBay, you can do that if you want to. You have no guarantee that's going to work. You know, our work isn't exactly 100% ironclad. I mean, you may ask for $1 million and get 100,000, but you got something.
I was just, my facial expression was just about to be what these facial expressions was like, cause what the hell?
So Elon Musk made a post on X and it said orange is the new lemon. No, y'all probably like, what does that mean? It's a code that I'm finna show y'all. So now if you type in orange is the new lemon inside of a gematria calculator, you would get this. And you see now orange is the new lemon, it equals to this number right here, 1,485. Keep that number in mind. And now if you look up what them numbers mean in gematria, it means the second coming of Christ. You see right there, 1,485. Now when you see him posting stuff like this, do it not make your head itch? Mr. E, my boy, what you know that we don't know? And then we also got to take in the fact of all the biblical events that's been taking place. Even had recent dreams personally saying the same thing. All I'm saying, gang, is watch the signs. They in your face. But y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think about this message Elon Musk gave us about orange is the new lemons. Y'all want to know in the comments. Like and follow for more wisdom and stay tuned. Y'all better get right with the Most High. By the way, this video is for entertainment purposes only.
90% of Americans would die. 300 million people wiped off the map just like that. And how long did you say that would take? 9 months. And what does it look like if our power grid goes down? If we truly have an outage that is nationwide, that lasts 9 months, the EMP Commission, which is a commission that was mandated by U.S. Congress, they found that as many as 90% of Americans would die. 300 million people wiped off the map just like that. And how long did you say that would take? 9 months.
Damn. Better find that book, y'all. Some of us was already equipped with skills to survive and make, you know, and how to make water out of nothing. But some of us weren't. So, you know, there's survival books out there that you can buy them.
So everybody has been talking about this new series, Cracker. You can see the trailer on YouTube. Basically, the premise of the show, it's a modern day series where it's about where black people become slave owners and white people become the slaves. Like, and it's, you know, I've been seeing a lot of TikTok videos of conservative white people that are super scared by this premise coming up, right? And they're like, oh my God, what if this actually happens? This is going to cause a divide. Like, let me tell you something, white people. If you're scared by this premise, it's because you've been shitty to black people over the years. Because me, I'm not worried about this premise of this TV show at all. Because even if this did happen in real life and white people became slaves to black people, I know that I would get to be a house cracker. I would get to be like the Samuel L. Jackson's character in the movie Django Unchained. Like a bunch of like the redneck Trump supporters would be out in the field picking cotton and shit, and I'd be in the house with a cane going like, well, we got ourselves another cracker. Like, I would be like the Uncle Ruckus of this movie, if this movie came to real.
Oh, bro, hold up. That was funny, bro. That was funny. I ain't gonna even lie. See, man, look, I like white people that can find humor and stuff like that, man, because, you know, you have to know no black person right there. Come on now. We don't even think like that. We probably do. Some of us probably do think like that. Let me rewind that. But no, man, when you can find humor and stuff like that, this is what I was talking about, the difference between white people and whites, the whites, them white, that's a white person. That's a white person. He's not a white. It's total difference. And for all my black people, y'all know, and my white people know, they ain't no whites. Come on, it's a difference. It's different. It's different. It is a difference. But that was funny though. Y'all gotta admit that.
Not only did those 2 astronauts allow Boeing to send them into space after 4 failed launches and all the problems that have been going on with Boeing alone, but they let them send them to the ISS space station knowing there's some shit up there. And now they're stuck and running out of air. I don't think anyone's talking about how they have to get air, you guys. And that's why they're like, oh, we don't know when they're coming home. It's indefinite. It's because they don't want them to come home. Y'all know what's at the International Space Station that I've been telling y'all about since last fucking year? And no one is even realizing it, but they're not up there alone. I can't say it, but I can show you the article. I told you guys that they were gonna go up there and get it back in April. I know, I told you that's how every movie starts and they weren't gonna leave it alone. And now look what they up there stuck with. Read it, because I'm not gonna say it, but read it. All right. There are 13 different types that have never been on Earth before. And it is isolated from the ISS. And it is still at the ISS and mutating. This was back in April. So what the fuck do you think is up there now? The ISS is a closed human-built environment. And they are unique areas that provide an extreme environment subject to microgravity, radiation, and elevated carbon dioxide levels. Any microorganism introduced to these areas must adapt and thrive. By delving into microbial dynamics in extreme environments, this research opened doors to effective preventative measures for astronauts' health. And the way that they get oxygen is like they run oxygen back and forth from Earth. It filters all this stuff. But if they can't get them up there, I fear we have a Titan submersible level fuck up, okay? This is a fuck up that if Boeing don't fix, they need to be under the jail. Because those astronauts are stuck up there. They don't have enough food. They don't have enough water. And they up there with something that's been cooking. I've seen this movie. Leave them there. Boeing did that on purpose, y'all. They did it on purpose, okay? For real. Like, don't let them lie to you.
You know what? It amazes me too, man. Oh, whoa, wait a minute. I gotta say this. I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna leave it here. You know, it amazes me how we as a people thought this country at one point of time was so great that we were willing to go on their explorations for them. They just put the money behind it, all for a little piece of the money, right? And now we're dealing with stuff like this. I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't know no astronauts were stuck up there at the ISS. I didn't know that. It's getting real sci-fi-ish in this world, like for real. And even though America got its own stuff to deal with, a bunch of countries are doing some real evil stuff. It ain't just us. And that's why I try to find the positiveness in a lot of things when I do these videos. You know, I try to find the laughter because, man, when you put all of these videos of what's going on in this country together in one video, you realize that we are up shit creek without a paddle. We down bad, like seriously. I don't have a lot to say at the end of this video. I know a lot of y'all come here for the closing out part of the videos, but I don't have a lot to say here. But I'm just being honest right now, man. When you put these videos together, it's a realization that makes a lot of people scared. It make a lot of people run, but right now it ain't time for running and being scared. It's time for being courageous and standing up. Because that's the only way we're gonna get out of this. I don't know if this stuff is biblical or not, because a lot of the stuff that's in the Bible has happened. And one could say that the Bible is true, but also you can say that the people who wrote it had all this stuff planned. So I'm not questioning the validity of the Bible, but what I'm saying is y'all have to understand somebody did write it. So what if they wrote that to put you in fear and to keep you docile? So when the stuff happens, the only person you call on is God, not actually stand up and do something about it. Just think about it. The people that are saying, "I trust in God," those are the people who are relaxing and chilling and standing back and not going to do anything when stuff hit the fan. Who's going to just rely on prayer? So, I mean, I don't know. What do y'all think should be done during this time? I know we should come together and we should fight back, but how do we start? Because I don't have the answer. A lot of us don't have the answers, but what suggestions would you, as an American or whatever, wherever you're from, where should we start? Should we have some code words or something so when the stuff hit, we can speak these code words over ham radio? And also, y'all go get you some ham radios, man. Learn how to use it. Get some radios and learn ham radio. Are there codes that we should speak so we can all come together when this stuff hits the fan? I got my ham radios. But yeah, it's all about preparedness, man. That's it. Y'all get in the comments and let me know what y'all think, man. And like I always say, do what you will with that information. And hey, if you like what you saw, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you know when I upload. Get in the descriptions, follow all my social media. And remember, challenge the argument and not the person.